The Prime Minister has announced he's done a press conference this afternoon with the NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg, and he has announced today another £500 million for Ukraine, of funding to support Ukraine against this invasion by Russia, amid fears of what Rishi Sunak in Poland has called a difficult summer. Should we, in a cost of living crisis, be giving all this money to Ukraine? Because we have seen many billions given to them. Luke, what do you think?
Yes, we should be giving the money to Ukraine. Like it or not, this is our war as well. This is a war for Western democracy. And I don't think it's right to divorce it from other conflicts that are unfolding across the world. We are naive to think that we are outside the impact of the Ukrainian conflict. It's quite clear that Russia is now placing its economy on a war footing. Their national spend on their GDP is 8% spending on defence, which dwarfs ours. We're arguing over whether we should go from 1.5 to 1.75. Russia are now at 8%. It's clear they've mobilised their entire economy around fighting this conflict. And it's very clear that if they are successful, then I don't think Putin is going to stop. And so if we are serious about defending democracy and sovereignty and making it clear to tyrants that they cannot simply bulldoze principles of national sovereignty and Western values, then we need to stand up for Ukraine. And frankly, I think it's taken too long. I do think that...
Do you think it's kind of a forgotten conflict? It's interesting, Rishi Sunak today announcing Britain will spend 2.5% of GDP on defence by 2030. So the UK is expected to commit another 70 billion extra on core defence funding over the next 7 years than it does now. That's £9 billion a year. This means the UK will be spending the fifth highest amount as a percentage of GDP in NATO, behind Estonia, Poland, the US and Greece. So It's a lot.
Well, it's quite clear. What matters here is what the Ukrainian people want. And it's their conflict.
People?
Well, it's the Ukrainian people's war, and we can show solidarity through our decisions on spending. Now, that decision on spending will be subject to, I'm sure, political debate, and we can talk about whether we want to continue to express solidarity in the way that we have been. But I think it's the right thing to do. Ukraine is a sovereign nation. It is one which is had aspirations to be more involved in Europe. Its people obviously do not want to be ruled by Russia. And we can be certain that the actions of the Russian state have impacted very significantly on our living conditions in this country, and will continue to do so.
All those cyber attacks and poisonings and all the rest of it, there's no doubt about that.
Exactly.